We're going to be talking today about confidence, and this is my actual mugshot from when I was 17 in jail, and how you have been being lied to about confidence this whole time. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Fear, yes, people with confidence feel fear. Yes, they feel massive doubt. Yes, they feel anxiety. Yes, they feel worry. Yes, they feel terrified. The lies we've been told is that people are born with confidence. Oh, that's not for us. Come on here and you'll see who is joining me. This beat up dude. This picture of myself. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to be talking about confidence. We are just getting ready to making sure everyone's popping on here. 1 second. Do. Yo. Continue. Bam. So, okay, all these messages and stuff are popping up. We're going to be talking today about confidence, and I'm going to put this dude down right here with this is my actual mugshot from when I was 17 in jail with a black fractured eye, fractured jaw, and we're going to get into that more as we share today about confidence and how you have been being lied to about confidence this whole time, and I was too. And I'm talking about today, like from me, my own story, from going from like shy and going through this whole journey of overcoming and this transformation to becoming confident, and what I learned about the confidence game. And yes, it's a freaking game, but we've been being taught the wrong rules the whole time. We're going to even get into my little boom, if that comes up on the screen, like my awesome drawing skills there. We're going to talk about how confidence is even an energy, scientifics here, magnetics, without getting crazy about the metaphysical. Just authentic, real talk. And first of all, let me just go right into how confidence, what we've been told, the lies. All right. And everyone that's popping on here, thank you so much. Motivational clips. I'm just looking on the YouTube. I'll be jumping on everything else. I saw another post from Ali. Motivational clips. I'm looking at all your questions. We've been writing them down since last night. So keep them coming. We'll be checking them out on the posts. And as I go into this right now about the lies we've been told about confidence, let's just get into it. Confidence is not the absence of fear, doubt, anxiety, worry. Let me see what else I have here on my list. Negative thoughts. All these things. Lack of courage. Feeling like you should be confident. All these things, the absence of them is not part of it. Like, confidence is doing the thing while you're feeling all these things. Fear, yes, people with confidence feel fear. Yes, they feel massive doubt. Yes, they feel anxiety. Yes, they feel worry. Yes, they feel terrified. Yes, people with confidence have negative thoughts. The lies we've been told is that people are born with confidence. Oh, that's not for us. I'm an introvert or an ambivert. That's not my personality style. That's only for those extroverts. Lies. By the way, that all comes to energy, introvert, extrovert, ambivert, and that's a whole other discussion, which we'll do at another time. But those are also skills that you're able to work on to apply that to whatever action you need to take. I'll get to that in a whole nother show too. We'll actually write that down to do a show on it. And thank you all for all voting on these topics for the shows, the podcast. It's been amazing. On YouTube, we just crossed, I think, 82,000 subscribers. Freaking thank you, everyone, from wherever you're joining, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, we're everywhere. But on YouTube, we're about to hit 100K. I freaking love you. So keep sharing this. Keep sharing the knowledge. Keep subscribing. Thank you to all of you. This is going to be amazing as we break 100K subscribers. Anyway, going back to this. So confidence. First of all, let me just get into my story. And this is why I was holding this bad boy up at the beginning. See if I can get it better. My mugshot from when I was in jail at age 17. Trying to get him to talk into the mic. So, if you're watching this, if you're listening, I'll describe it even so you can see my face. Underneath my eye is all black and sunken because I had a fractured eye socket. My jaw's all swollen. I had a fracture in my cheek, like under my cheekbone and my jaw. And I was in jail. And what had happened was going back to even school and confidence, like I thought differently than most other people. And at that time, I didn't know what I'm teaching you today, that I just thought people were born smart, confident. I didn't know it was actually a freaking skill through perseverance that every one of you and us can do if we choose to. And it's never too late to build your freaking confidence muscle. So at that time in school, I remember them telling me like, there's something wrong with your kid. He's different. He like looks out the window. He's like daydreaming too much. And I used to think I'm not just like those straight A students with a perfect photographic memory. What's wrong with me? Oh, that's not for me. Like the people with success, I used to think lies. They're just born with it. Freaking lies. But I thought that at the time. And so that kind of took me down my direction. And I don't make excuses because I went through a lot of nonsense. I talk about that in my books and many other things. But I went down this path later on in high school of just doing all types of nonsense, drugs, drinking, selling them, doing everything possible. Wound up with me like I was holding up there with my mugshot in jail, hit rock bottom, almost died. That was a long transition story, like coming out of that. And basically, where confidence kind of started was, at age 18, I read my first book. That's right. You heard that right. At age freaking 18, I read my first book from cover to cover. And what I realized was, like in my earlier years, I could read, but I never read a full book. I just did the bare minimum that I needed to do to get like the answers for the book report. And after my whole jail experience, I went through this like rock bottom at a low point. I just came across, I have it up there back on my shelf. I still have the copy from my parents' basement. You'd think it's going to be a personal development book, but it's not. It was Stephen King's Pet Sematary. And at that time, at that age, I started reading it, and I'm like, oh man, this story is amazing. The writing's phenomenal. This is incredible. This is like better than watching a movie, like people used to always tell me. You know, they're always like, the movie or the book's better than the movie. And I used to be like, oh God, not one of those people. And I became one of them. And I'm like, whoa. And I realized I thought that I was like stupid and a slow reader, but I realized when I'm freaking interested in something, which most of school I wasn't, because 99% of school is a freaking joke, and they don't teach you anything that you need in real life, like what we're teaching right here, how to build confidence, that it's a skill. That alone needs to be a class. Thank God for YouTube and all this stuff. Anyway, so when I read the book, I realized, whoa, okay, like I'm not as dumb as I thought. So then that led me to reading other things. And then after jail and stuff, that led me to think, okay, maybe I could like do something with my life and go to college. That seemed like the next logical step for me. I was still figuring it out along the way. So people that write me all the time, they're like, how do I figure out my whole life? I'm like, you just keep going a step at a time. And it's okay to not have it all figured out. Like, just keep doing the next thing and completing it. There's different levels. So for me, the next level was going out of my comfort zone and applying for college after jail and all that stuff. And to me, getting through college was like, okay, I need to prove this to myself that I can just finish something that I start that's hard and challenging. Because I had been such a loser. I had, and I'm fine to say that, because I was acting like one. I was choosing to be one. That's what wound me up almost dead and in jail. So, and I also wanted to do it. My other why for that moment was even my parents, because I have amazing parents, and I had no excuses to be acting the fool that I was for this picture. This mugshot I still have that I'm holding up now to get me there in jail, which thank God I didn't die. I didn't end up in prison. I could have. And I wanted to just show them too that I could complete something that I said that I would do, that I had started. And this is where I really started my next battle of confidence, because without doing all the drugs and drinking, I started like having massive anxiety and panic attack and self-doubt and worry in all situations. And I'd be like going into class having a full-blown anxiety attack. And we just talked about this on the last podcast, how to win the war over fear and anxiety. So, I went into all the tactics in that of how to battle it. So go back and check that out if you haven't seen it or listened to it yet. And I'm going to just move forward. But like that coincides with confidence of what I had to do to like just get through those moments. And then I dropped speech class, I remember 3 freaking times. I'm sharing all this with you to think like, okay, if I could be speaking to like thousands of people and stuff, because the younger me would see me now and be like, no, there's no way. He must have just been born with confidence. He must just not ever get nervous. Lies. He just was born so good looking. That's true. Stupid. But anyway, so I just kept pushing through that stuff. It was really hard. I'd have panic. I'd have massive fear. And as I pushed through it, the fear, the doubt, the worry, it didn't totally go away at all. Like I said, I dropped speech class three freaking times, just speech class. I wouldn't sleep for like days before I had to give a stupid speech on just something dumb, like a 3-minute speech. Anyway, this should give you hope to know, like, if I can overcome this, then so can you. So finally graduating college, I realized like I had to persevere. College taught me more about perseverance than it did about anything. And I learned like there may have been people that were like more book smart or photographic memory smart than me, that some of them didn't graduate when it came time to write like the 30-page papers. And I learned like, whoa, like I just got to persevere through this. And so completing that college thing started to build my like confidence muscle a little bit. So confidence is a muscle. And in each little thing you do, like when you go to the gym, you start putting the reps in. You can start with a lower weight. You start doing a little bit of a heavier weight. You get sore. Then you can do a little bit of a heavier weight. Confidence is the same way. It's a muscle you build. And then guess what? If you stop going to the gym, you stop working out, you'll start getting out of shape, you'll start losing your muscle. So it's something that you have to continually work on. So anyway, I made it through that. And then later on, it led me to opening my company, Dreamshine. I actually have if you can see the shirt, but boom. Oh yeah. Woo. We're Dreamshine on. So that's my company for individuals with developmental disabilities. That's a whole other story. I've shared before. It's in my book, The Story of You, Transforming Adversity and Taking Your Dreams to the Next Level and Beyond. And I go through the whole thing of like age 26, going up literally against the governor of Ohio, having to battle the state of Ohio, the dude that was in jail. So I'm just showing you on my journey, this dude, fractured eye socket, broken jaw. The dude that was dropping speech class 3 times in college, having massive panic attacks, anxiety, worry, self-doubt, everything. And by the way, I still battle those things, just to let you know. And that's okay. We're going to talk about it in a minute here of actually the how. So that same dude, 26, Dreamshine, started the company. Now we flash forward years later, Dreamshine, we're pushing 100 individuals, amazing individuals with developmental disabilities. We have 2 locations now. Dreamshine Waterfront, we call the one of them that has the Waterfront Lodge, the Freakin pirate ship building, the log home. Our other location now, we just got on 5 acres, Dreamshine Gardens. It's freaking beautiful. It's like an enchanted adventure. It's incredible for our individuals with disabilities, developmental disabilities. And we are pushing over 30 employees, team members, including my other teams with the podcast, the shows, the other things like that. It would be more like 40. So going through all that, getting through all those different levels has built my confidence muscle. Like each different level that you take action, which I'm going to teach you how to do and overcome, builds the confidence. Then it led to me doing books. And by the way, you have freaking failures and ups and downs along the way. But getting through those and getting back up, believe it or not, builds your confidence even through the failures. There's a great story of Michael Jordan, the NBA player. I'm sure you must know who he is. The freaking GOAT was going up against Shaquille O'Neal. And when Shaquille O'Neal first got into the NBA, like, dude, no one, he is a giant, but he was such a freaking giant that, like, oh my God, he was a freak of nature. Like, no one could stop him or block him. And he was winning championships. And then Jordan came back and freaking went into full GOAT mode and ended up beating Shaquille O'Neal. And Shaq hadn't lost. Like, he had been used to winning those championships. And they were talking, I heard him in an interview, and he said Michael Jordan came up to me, like, after the game, like, we were rivalries. And I remember I'm sitting there. I don't know if he was like had his head down and was crying. And Michael Jordan's like, you will learn more from the losses. You're going to learn from this more when you come back than from ever winning a championship. This is going to teach you more. And in the moment, Shaq said, he was like, what is he talking about? Like, this, I just freaking lost. This is horrible. But then what Shaq realized later on is, as he came back, as he started even playing harder, as he had this even stronger hunger, and then won another championship later on, that Michael Jordan was right. And what he was teaching him is you learn and you grow from the wins and the losses. It's all part of it. And then when you have more adversity in life, you're able to draw back on those things and be like, I didn't think I could get through that at the time. And I got through that. Now I'm facing this next impossible thing. And if I got through that last impossible, I can get through this. So the next thing here we're going to talk about with confidence and building your freaking confidence is thoughts, feelings, actions, and distractions. And what we're going to get to in a second is going to be my awesome little drawing here of the magnets. Boom. You can see it with the energy. Even color in it. Yeah, the action magnet. The Confidence Magnet by Mark Minard. So, thoughts. First of all, we talked about this in the last session, the last show on how to win the war over anxiety, over fear and anxiety. But thoughts are going to continue to come. Okay? And that's okay. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, they're going to randomly come into your head. What you need to continually do to build your confidence muscle, and it's an ongoing practice. I always say this. I got it right before this show last night. Still happens. Mark, you can't do a live stream on confidence. You're not good enough to. This stuff still comes. But I get quicker to recognize it. And I always have heard the analogy. This is my favorite one that sticks. You imagine balloons, a red balloon filled with helium, and you let it go into the air and it floats away. So what you do is when that thought comes, Mark, you're not good enough to do that show today on confidence. I put that thought into that red balloon, imaginary. Boom, I let it go, it floats away. Sometimes you have to keep doing it. But the thing is, the key is to, that helps you just intentionally take your focus off it, because the more you like try to argue with a thought and be like, why am I having this? Then it actually magnifies it and makes it stronger. I'm going to show you the energy thing. And it starts sucking your energy away from taking the action that you need to do. For me, for example, the action doing this show. So I'm going to show you. And the same goes with feelings of anxiety, feelings of fear that try to block you from taking action. Feelings of thinking, I have to feel confident to be confident. When the truth is, you take the action regardless of how you feel, and the feelings follow the action. So as I complete this show, I'll feel more confident knowing, man, I was even having those feelings of doubt and worry before that, but I did it. And then you start to feel confident. And even when you do something and you screw up, you keep doing more, you keep putting the reps in. Like I said, it's like a gym. So I'm holding this picture up now that I made of the confidence magnet, scientifically proved by Mark Minard. And if you see, if you're watching this, I drew two magnets next to each other. One of them's you, and the other is the action that you're trying to do. And then in between them, that magnetic force that pulls you is the energy. And this is what we're talking about. So whatever the action may be, say it's you and your next action is applying for college, going to a college class, posting a video, doing a live stream, whatever it is, going to the gym, asking someone out on a date, starting that business, working to get that job promotion, whatever the action is, it's you and you're going towards the action, and then it takes the confidence to do it, but you cannot wait to feel it. And up above it, I wrote thoughts. These are things, so you have your energy that brings you to the action. These are things that can take your energy away if you allow them, by the way, because nothing can take it from you without you allowing it. Thoughts, feelings. For example, thoughts. Say you're getting ready to take the action. I'll use this example again of just taking my action here and doing this live stream. Mark, you're a fraud. Mark, you can't ask that person out on a date. I've been married to my beautiful wife for almost 18 years now. Thank God, amazing. But you can't do that. You're too ugly. You're not good enough for them. Whatever it may be. And if you see the energy that I drew on here in red, It's going towards those thoughts instead of towards the action that you need to take. Anything that draws your energy away. The same thing with feelings, by the way. There's a famous quote that says, like 90% of success is showing up, which I agree. But I also like to add to that, 99% of success is showing up regardless of how you feel. That's the key, okay? Because you might not feel like, say you're getting ready to go to the gym and work out. You might on the way there be feeling, oh man, I shouldn't go today. I'm feeling tired. I'm too busy. I don't have time to be doing this. What if I look like a fool? All this crap. But then you show up regardless of how you feel. You take the action, you exercise. And me, I always feel better after I complete working out, complete the action, regardless of my feelings. So I may be feeling a certain way, but if you give your energy to those feelings like this, I can't do this show right now, this live stream. I'm feeling nervous. We all feel nervous. I'm feeling anxiety. We all feel anxiety. I'm feeling fear. I can't do this. We all feel fear. We're supposed to feel these things as we're going out of our comfort zone. If I felt numb and I felt nothing, and we'll do a whole other show on that because that's a weird thing that happens too. That's like tricky thing. But anyway, if I felt nothing, that would mean I didn't really care because feeling fear and nervous and anxiety is also the same feeling as when you're excited. If you're getting ready to go on a date with that beautiful girl, like my lovely wife, my beautiful African queen, when I asked her out, the same nervousness that I'm feeling when we're about to go on the date is also I'm excited. Like me, I like roller coasters. I was with my daughters at Universal. We did this new one called the Raptor a couple months ago. It was crazy. It was fun. It was fast. And right before we get on it, I'm feeling those butterflies. I'm feeling that kind of fear, the anxiety, but I'm also excited. So that means you care. So you're supposed to have these things. We're being lied to. I was being lied to when I thought these things had to not exist or go away in order to be confident. Lies. Anyway, going back to the energy drawing. You can't let your energy go towards those feelings, those thoughts. You have to put it towards doing the thing and taking action. The other things that take away your energy, negative people. That's why I say choose to intentionally surround yourself with the right people. Weed the freaking toxic negative people out of your life because look what they do. They're energy vampires. They suck the energy away from you and going after the action, your dream, your purpose, whatever it is that you're doing. The same with a freaking stupid news. I don't care whether you watch Fox, CNN, whatever the freaking F it is. It's all the same nonsense. As my good man Billy says, poly tricks. All that stuff sucks away your energy with fear, with worry, with drama, and takes away from you taking action on the thing you need to do that's going to be able to help even make you a better you and help make the change in the world and help you be the one that freaking makes the news versus watching it. Be the one that makes the change that you want to happen. Don't let the distractions distract you and suck away your freaking energy. Oh, man. The news. I could go on that forever. Good Lord. Thank God for YouTube and shows like this. You can choose what you want, but you have to guard your mindset. Now, with the news and stuff, you have a choice. Don't watch it. With the thoughts, I just want you to know they're going to, even like the biggest Zen Buddha monk you'll talk to, I don't care what level of like they've gotten to with meditation, a level 27 or whatever it may be where they're floating. they can clear their mind, but there's still random thoughts that are going to come into their head from time to time that are saying like, you're not good enough. You can't do this. You never can completely clear your brain of that as long as you're breathing. So that's okay. But like I said, each time when they come, put them in the red balloon with helium and let them go. Don't let those suck away your freaking energy. The same thing goes to comparing yourself to others. You can be doing something amazing. I'll just give a easy example is maybe you're so proud and you got your first house, you just got married, you're in the neighborhood and you're so proud of the new house you got. And then you go to your neighbor's house and you realize, oh man, not only do they have a house a little bigger than mine, but they also have a pool and a waterfall. And then all of a sudden you're starting to compare yourself and feel like, oh man, my place isn't that nice. It's not. And it starts taking away your energy from pushing you to continually go towards the greatness and the gratitude of the amazing things that you are doing and accomplishing. And also, comparing ourselves to others is so freaking dangerous and toxic because you never know what they've had to go through to get to where they've gotten. And you never know what's truly going on behind the scenes. What's up, Ayu? How you doing? Ask any questions on here on all the live streams. Love it. Please share it. Pop any questions in on confidence. And if you come in late, we're gonna keep this up so you can rewatch it. We've been going through all the different steps on how to build your freaking confidence as a skill. So anyway, going to that next part of the little energy drawing, the confidence magnet that we had here. Boom. Comparing yourself to others is freaking dangerous. Ayu, I got you. You feel inferior. This is it. Comparing yourselves to others. So you could be watching someone else and see that, okay, like me, I'm so happy. I was just talking about we've got to where we crossed 82,000 subscribers. We're about to hit 100,000, which is amazing. I've also been posting videos on here for 8 freaking years. There was a time where I had 0 subscribers, 2 subscribers. And then it went up to like 1,000 at one point, and then we lost a bunch. And right now, I'm so happy that we're about to hit 100,000. I could go over and look at my good friend, 2 of my great friends that are pushing 2 million. And I could be like, oh man, I must not be doing good. But that's not the way we're supposed to do it. You need to be inspired by where others can go. But the truth is, you don't know what has really gone on behind the scenes of their journey, of my journey, of your journey to get to where you are. So that's why I always say it's you versus you, because the only one that's been through your whole life of where you are up until now is you. So instead of comparing yourself to others, which sucks away your energy, it's toxic and it makes you even feel worse and it takes you away from going after that next level of your dream. What you continually need to do is compare yourself to you from a year ago, not just a week ago, 2 years ago. And what's up, Allie? And start thinking, am I doing better than I was a year ago, than I was 2 years ago? Instead of looking, that person I'm seeing on social media or whatever maybe looks like they're doing so much better than me. Stop comparing yourself to others. It's the freaking thief of joy and success. And I promise you, I know so many people that have made it to so many levels of success, including myself. And we're always going through so much behind the scenes that people don't ever see. And that's the facts. People just aren't real and they don't want to talk about it. And you may see them and be like, oh man, I want everything they have. And they may be doing great from everything you see, not knowing that maybe behind the scenes, one of them's battling some type of cancer, or they're going through a storm and a horrible thing in their marriage and a toxic divorce. And you may be having healthy things in those areas, thinking you want everything you wish they had. And you are having things they wish they had. So you got to keep comparing yourself to you. And trust me, we all do it. I've done it. I do this. I just am quicker to be aware of this, to know that this is something toxic, that if this helped you like build and grow your confidence and achieve your dreams, I would say, yeah, do that. But it doesn't. It's toxic. We're not made to do that. We're just comparing to what we think a little fraction of what others are by seeing a little snapshot of their success. And I know from building my own companies, it's amazing, but also behind the scenes, there's so many things I've had to battle and do battle to get there. So you focus on comparing yourself to you. And also another thing too is, I'm going to get to the fourth thing here, the last thing, confidence stacking, of how to like freaking build your confidence muscle like on steroids. But one more thing too is positive thoughts, which I'm all about, can be misleading when people think over fake positive. If they tell you like you should never have a negative thought, something must be wrong with you. No, like I said, random thoughts come into our brains all the time. You put them on that red balloon. Imagine it's filled with helium. You learn to let them go when they come. It takes ongoing practice. But also some thoughts that come, yeah, that's right, you bet. Share this, and please, anyone that comes on later on and watches the replay, hit us up in the comments. I go through, I read them. I take time each week, even on the videos that go viral. Like I do go through, and I try to catch everyone. I reply to you. We're watching you. I listen to you. That's how we're choosing topics that we talk about. But, oh man, what was I saying? Okay. So with fake positive thinking, what can happen with this if someone's like, just keep only thinking positive? Keep a positive outlook is important, and remember your why. And also I say, be a realist. Don't go out and stand in the middle of the highway when there's a freaking semi truck coming full speed at you, and you're just standing there thinking positive, and what do they say? Like in the Superman position, that confidence stance, which, hey, if that works, go for it. And be like, I'm thinking positive. That's not a semi truck. It will not hit me. It will not hit me. I cannot be hit by a semi truck. Boom. The freaking semi truck smashes into you and kills you. That's fake positive thinking. It's okay. You need to be a realist. That's hope for the best and prepare for the worst. It doesn't mean you're waking up every day like, oh my gosh, watching the news, the world's ending, the economy's down, I can't do anything now. No, that's not what I'm saying to do. It's being real, knowing the season that you're in, continually preparing and prepping is part of it, and being a realist. Like with my company, I'll even share like Bill Gates with Microsoft back in the day, built $1 billion company. Okay, he was a realist. They got to a point where they were like running out of money each time when it came to hit payroll. And he realized, man, we have to build up like a year of full savings. He took a pay cut things around till they had a full year of savings of payroll, which would have been like millions of dollars, probably billions, just to meet their payroll. That's not being positive. People could look at that as, oh, stay positive. Know the money will come in abundance. Okay, he still believed that, and he also was like, we have to be prepared and have savings built up for not if, but when the freaking storms hit. It's like if you're going to be going out into the winter, you buy a jacket knowing one day it's going to be freaking cold. There's going to be a snowstorm. You're going to need to be warm in it so you don't die. That's not negative thinking. That's being a realist and not being stupid. And by the way, the more you're prepared, the more that freaking builds your confidence, because it goes back to the energy. Energy is the foundation of all this. and where you choose to put it. So if it's you in the action and your dream and the energy, come in clear in the camera here, this beautiful little drawing. There we go. Anything that takes you away from going after that mission, that purpose, for example, Bill Gates with building Microsoft, if he had to keep focusing on how are we going to come up with money for payroll, once he was able to build that year of savings up, he was able to keep putting the energy towards building the dream, building Microsoft, instead of having it, oh no, we have to find payroll, we have to. So that's where I tell you, like, be careful of that fake positive thinking where people tell you you shouldn't prepare for anything. Now, on the flip side of that, the B side of that is you do also need to not overthink and over worry to where you become paralyzed and procrastinate and keep thinking, like, for example, I can't start posting a video because I only got 2 likes on my last one. Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely do more entrepreneurship related content. I've had my company for going on, one of them 18 years now with over 30 employees, which is crazy, hard to believe now. And I talk a lot on leadership. I even have my book, 16 Reasons Why Your Business Sucks. Barbara, I'll make it a point to keep a positive outlet regardless of what's going on. Personally, having survived breast cancer violence every day. Yeah. Have a blessing. Absolutely. Definitely keep a positive outlook on it. I'm so with you. Like, find things to be grateful for, even if it's little things that help switch your mindset. Like, I have clean water to drink. I'm with you so much. What I'm saying is when people tell you on the fake positive side of, like, oh, if you just stand there in the middle of a highway and a semi truck's coming at you, just think positive and it will go right through you and you'll become invisible. I'm just saying, like, that's where I don't say I'm just only an optimist or a pessimist. I say I'm a realist, but I continually push myself to keep a positive outlook, which I focus on my why and my purpose. And so that's when I'm feeling down, I'm feeling the hard times, I'm preparing. My why is what continues to push me to know, like with my company Dream Shine, I got to keep pushing because it's bigger than me. This is about our clients with disabilities. This is about my 30 plus employees and team members that are counting on me for their paychecks, for their salaries, and they have families counting on me. We have our health insurance plan for them. My kids are counting on me to succeed so they can eat and have a roof over their head. Your why, that continues to push you to keep going while also being a realist and preparing for different seasons that may or may not come. And as you said, Barbara, do that keeping a positive outlook the best that you can, and knowing that when negative thoughts randomly come in, don't freeze up and think, what's wrong with me, and give more air. No, we all get those. It's okay. And just do your best to just let it go. Just keep letting it go. And as you keep taking action, like while you're feeling these thoughts, while you're feeling afraid, while you're building your business with entrepreneurship, as IU was talking about, as you're having to have that hard conversation with an employee, with a team member about something that they're doing wrong, a behavior that needs to change, the more you do it, there's a healthy way to have conflict. I should write that down to do a whole other show on. It's so important. Leadership is freaking everything. The more you do it, it's like anything else that you practice, the more confident you become. When you're first doing it, you're more and more nervous. I remember sitting down with our first team member that was so toxic to our culture. And when it finally came time, now I've learned they fire themselves because we teach them, here, I love you. This is the behavior that needs to change. We love you as a person, but if that behavior doesn't change, that's not welcome back here at Dream Shine. So if they choose to keep repeating that same behavior, then I look at it as they're choosing to fire themselves. But this is 18 years into the game, everyone. And it's still never, you keep doing it, you keep growing. I've learned to build more leaders, but leadership also, which I'll do more shows on for sure, like confidence, is also a skill. I used to falsely think lies that these were stuff that you're born a leader. Nope, it's a skill. You're just born confident. No, it's a skill that anyone could build. Yes, do some people have more of these natural personality traits? Possibly, maybe. It doesn't matter. It's still a skill. Michael Jordan was athletic. He still freaking didn't make his high school basketball team his freshman year. He trained, if you looked, same with Kobe Bryant. Was insanely athletic, skilled, yep. And also trained harder than everyone else off of the court. Put in more time working on his skill than everyone else. So he still had to work on it. So that's the same way, even if people are born with more charisma or whatever, they still have to work on it. We all work on it. We all can build our confidence. It's a freaking skill. That's why I'm sharing with you the how. And this brings me to the next thing here of confidence stacking. Boom. So I've been talking about confidence is like a muscle. You build it through each different level. And then confidence stacking is like giving cerebral steroids, mindset steroids to your freaking confidence. And no, I'm not talking about like taking actual steroids, of course. And this comes down to your comfort zone. And we hear it all the time, go out of your comfort zone, which I agree 100%. That's the taking action. And each time you go out of your comfort zone, while you're feeling afraid, while you're feeling anxious, while you're having the thoughts saying, I can't do this, you continue to grow your courage muscle. But when they say go out of your comfort zone, it's not a one and done thing. There's different levels of it. And it's different for each of us. I have another little drawing here of levels of your comfort zone. You keep going out of your comfort zone until the next level, which I'll explain, becomes the new normal. Okay? So this is for wherever you are in your journey, in your life, in this season. This is why we don't compare ourselves to others. So for me, if I'm just doing my own journey and I'm going back to like level 1, the kid that was in trouble in my early years, here's my mugshot, in jail at age 17, fractured eye socket, broken jaw, almost died, doing a bunch of nonsense. It was changing that lifestyle, getting away, choosing to cut my friends off, and choosing to go to college. That was like a first pivotal going out of my comfort zone. And it wasn't a one and done thing. It's something that you keep doing, going out of your comfort zone. I kept showing up. I kept going to class while having panic attacks, while having anxiety, while having fear, while having self-doubt, getting knocked back into my comfort zone. You keep going until you hit that next level, until that next level then becomes your new normal. And if you can see on this drawing, as I do from level 1 to level 2, you'll notice when you get to the next level, there's another comfort zone. And there's always another level. It's a lifelong journey. And what you'll see is at the next level, level 2, it's stacked on top of level 1. So everything you learn, the foundation of level 1, comes with you now that you needed to be equipped for level 2. You see, boom. And so now you're stronger to be prepared to go to the next level. And this is why this whole overnight success thing, by the way, it's a myth. Every true person I know, including myself, that's made success, it's taken like 10 years plus. Every overnight success is like a 10-year overnight success that I've personally met, and I've met hundreds of them everywhere, whether it's in business, whether it's actors, professional athletes. It's all the same. It's taken them like a decade plus to become an overnight success that all of you see of all the work they've been doing behind the scenes. And that should make you feel better. And with the comfort zones, and as you build up for each level, if you were to just blast and become an overnight success from like level 1 to level 10, like that, it's the reason when that does rarely happen, you usually see those people fall as quick as they went back up there because you didn't learn to grow the skills for your comfort zone for each level along the way, which is like weightlifting. You build that confidence. The journey. It's like if you're curling a 5-pound weight and then all of a sudden you just immediately can lift 1,000 pounds out of nowhere, like that would start ripping your muscles. You go to the 10-pound next and you get to that next level. You go through the soreness, then you're like, I can do 15. And you keep building it. It tears the muscle. And as it tears, you go through that pain. It rebuilds the muscle tissue and grows stronger. That's what going out of your comfort zone does each time for your confidence muscle. And when you go through those different levels of adversity and don't let them stop you, that becomes like steroids to your freaking confidence, because you're able to then realize when you're going through it at the time, it sucks. But then you're able to look back when you're facing this next impossible thing. And I remember even in college when it got hard and we had to do like 30-page papers, and I had friends that were like straight A students. They had never not gotten an A. School came so easy to them. It wasn't hard like it was for me. And they were like, oh my God, I can't do this. I had one friend that was more like book smart and dropped out when it came to perseverance. And I remember thinking like, what? Like, yeah, this sucks. Yeah, we have to pull a lot of all-nighters, but it's better than, and I was drawing on my adversity, hold my mugshot here with my fractured eye socket, broken jaw, 17 years old in jail, almost died. And I'm like, better than being in jail, almost dying, and continuing that life and then going to freaking prison. I'm like, this sucks, but not nearly as bad as that. And that's where that adversity you go through that you thought was made to be used against you, you realize becomes like your steroid to build that confidence muscle. And you're able to freaking draw from that and be like, oh my God, this won't break me. If I went through being that dude that was in jail, thinking I was a loser, almost dead, thinking I was stupid in school, thinking I'll never be successful, and I was able to overcome and get out of that, then I can put the effort and time in to write this 28, 30-page paper. This isn't going to break me. But it broke some of these other people that had never had to struggle before. So when you go through, and maybe that became their struggle when they dropped out. I don't know where their story ended. But this adversity that you think is meant to stop you or block you, or maybe I shouldn't keep going out of your comfort zone, is part of the test that you realize one day, thank you, God, that became the blessing you use to make me freaking stronger. So then as you go to the other level, see, I'm showing you the different levels. You go out of the next level of your comfort zone. I'm showing you level 3. And you realize at the bottom, you still have everything from level 1 that's equipped you. Now you have everything from level 2. Now you have level 3. And so it's like you've built this foundation. That's why I call it stacking your confidence muscle. Stacking confidence. Because each time you keep growing out of those different levels, get that in your head, levels of your comfort zone. Because I hate that. Comfort zone is not a one and done thing. There's levels. And it looks different to you from where you are in your journey than it does to me. That's why we shouldn't compare ourselves to each other. To some people, they may be going through so much severe panic and anxiety, and they've written me, and I've been in spots like this where it's even just like getting out of your house, getting into your car and going to the store and buying something. Versus having it and having a 1-minute interaction because you're feeling so paralyzed is a next level for them of going out of their comfort zone. And you do it each step at a time until that next level becomes the new normal. Then there's always another level. I bring this bad boy up to level 4, But as I go back to confidence stacking, there's something else I want to say. I don't like, when I speak, I don't like read fully off notes and all that. Same when I do events, but I keep a few like main points to help keep me on track too, because I can go off on a million different tangents as well. But coming back here to your comfort zone, drawing on different ways to draw, different things to draw on to like stack that confidence. That's what I was talking about, that adversity that you can draw on. Like I got through this thing, now I'm dealing with this next thing that I think is going to be impossible. And you're able to draw back, I made it through that when I thought I couldn't, so I can make it through this. And each level equips you for bigger problems to come at you. And I was on an island for my good friend's wedding in Bora Bora back in December. And it was only a small group of us. And one of them was a billionaire, really good dude. And we were talking together before the wedding. We're just sitting there. There's only like 12 of us about like business and stuff. And I remember asking him, I'm like, we're getting ready to open a second location for my company. And, I remember going from 5 employees to 10 to 15 to 20 to 30. And I'm like, man, with this new location, we'll be getting to like 40, 60, 70, like 80 employees. And he's like, Mark, I've taken 15 companies public and he looked up, he's like, 75,000 employees. There's levels. And I'm like, what do I do to like, as I'm growing and I'm going from 30 to 40, and I was talking to him about the leadership and the things we do. And I'm like, then we're wanting to do more locations. We're to keep going to those levels. How did you go from, because he was self-made. He went from himself to 1 employee to getting to where he is at 75,000. He's like, Mark, everything you've been doing, you keep doing what you've been doing to where you grew from 5 to 10. And then you had to learn new stuff, get new skills to equip you to be a leader, to then build other leaders. The way you talked about how you've built your culture, your team, to then 20 to 30. And then now you've built leaders and created an amazing culture and system where the leaders are starting to build other leaders. And he's like, then there's another level of that. He's like, and then there's new skills. He's like, everything you keep doing, you keep acquiring those skills and they'll equip you to the next level. You don't just jump from 40 employees to 75,000 overnight, Mark. He's like, you keep doing what you've been doing and you'll get there. And he wasn't like, there's just some magic trick here, just do this one thing. And he's like, you're on track. You're doing good. He's like, keep doing it. And always have people in your life that are, in this, you're not comparing, you're doing this in a healthy way, that are at another level above you in a healthy way that you can go to for mentorship. And I say this in all areas of life, in business, in marriage. I may not go to the same person that would mentor me in business that has built their company up and they're getting ready to take it public. For maybe they don't have the same marriage advice that I go to my other good friend and mentor, where they've been married for over 40 years. And they have a beautiful life. They're living their purpose, but their purpose for them wasn't to build a business like my other friends. So I'm going to go to this person for business mentorship. I'm going to go to this person for marriage mentorship. And that's okay. And these are people that can give you healthy criticism in a form of wisdom, that they're telling you the truth, even when it hurts, when it's coming from a place of love and experience where they've had fruits in those areas where you want to go, where you've seen them have success. So they're not someone that's like never been married trying to like give you advice on how to have a marriage. Or I love people that haven't had kids. We've raised 5 and still are, that love to give you advice on how to raise your kids. Is if you haven't done it and had experience doing it, stop freaking trying to tell other people how to do anything. Shut up. Stay in your lane And don't compare yourself to those types of people. Now, those that have had fruits and success in the areas where you want to go and where you want to grow, and that are showing you out of a place of love, even if it's not what you want to hear, it shouldn't always be what you want to hear, because you only know what you know. And you're always learning new things, and you should be learning and challenging yourself to grow. And if they're like, what you're doing, Mark, I love you, with the business at the next level, you're going to need to build up at least 6 months of net savings, not only for your payroll, for everything else. So you need to, I had a mentor cut this out. This was some years ago. And in the moment I was like, but I'm doing so good here and there. And oh crap, I'm going to have to sacrifice. And I didn't want to hear that, but I needed to. And when COVID and stuff hit, thank God I had listened to that. I had so many other places in our industry that didn't make it through that. So get wisdom from people that are coming from a place of love, but don't compare yourself to others that you don't even know their story. You don't know where they are, how they've gotten there. That's unhealthy. That's toxic. That's going to suck your energy away. You've got to know the difference. It's so freaking important. The other thing here, too, I want to say is something else to draw off of for that confidence stacking. Because some people are like, well, Mark, you don't get it. I don't know a billionaire like you where I can sit with them on an island in Bora Bora, which sounds crazy now that I'm saying it out loud. I'm surprised that but that didn't happen overnight to me. I wasn't like starting my company 18 years ago, like I can't ever do it until I'm able to meet with this billionaire on Bora Bora and get advice. It doesn't work like that. You start from where you are, and if people are like, I can't get it, like you keep growing yourself, and along the way, you'll find people along the journey, like as you level up. And if you don't have direct access to someone, you listen to shows like this. That's why I do these. This is my why for when I started the podcast, the show. Everything 8 years ago was God's like, time to start sharing your wisdom with others. And like I told you, I dropped speech class 3 times. I'm like, you got the wrong guy. I don't want to do this. This is how you build confidence. You put the practice in. You put the reps in. Like I'll do shows with guests that are famous actors, and they'll be like, Mark, I'm nervous because I'm not used to just talking without a full script. And I'm like, what? Like you're nervous? I was just watching you on Breaking Bad. I always use that example. I love that from when I had him on. Like last week, you get nervous? That's the best thing I've ever heard in my life. We got to share that with everyone. But if I was to try to go on set and try to memorize a script and act with them out of my lane and my zone, I would be nervous as hell too. And that's okay, because that's going out of your comfort zone. For him, sitting down and having regular conversation, well, right now it's just me with myself, and with all of you, but not scripted, was going out of his comfort zone, even though I didn't even think about that because I'm always seeing this person as an actor on TV and stuff. So we all have our different journeys, our different comfort zones. And if you don't have direct access to someone to be like that mentor, find someone that's on a similar journey anywhere. It can be through a show like this. It can be a book you read. It can be something you listen to on Audible. I still do that to this day. I was just sharing with some of my friends. I even did a post on it from the real story behind the story of Nike. It's called Shoe Dog. I have not had Phil Knight on the show yet. I would love to, the founder of Nike. And his whole story, they made a great movie about when they signed Jordan on, but the book starts to take place in like the 1960s, like 25 years before there ever was a Nike. It wasn't even called Nike. It was called Blue Ribbon. And he went through crazy adversity building Nike up. It's like selling shoes from the trunk of his car to almost being bankrupt every year, going back and forth to Japan after World War had hit and trying to work with them in factories to start to make shoes. Everyone thought he was crazy. He became like a 15-year overnight success when they finally took his company public. This was before Jordan. The book is amazing. It's called it's Shoe Dog, the story of Phil Knight, like the story behind the story of Nike. And that's something that I don't personally know Phil Knight, but I listened to that on Audible. I've had it for like 4 years now. And when I'm going through a rough patch, that's something that I draw into. And just hearing, man, if he got through that and I'm going through this, or if she got through that and she's made it to this other level and I'm going through this now, then that's part of it. I can do it too. So it's okay if you don't personally know someone that you can reach out to or talk to. You can find information anywhere from real people that have actually done big things. And they're sharing their wisdom with you. They're sharing their mindset with you. And that's what you're going to learn. That's what I'm talking about today with confidence. So much of it, like everything else in success, we have been lied to because we think it's something that is a natural skill we're supposed to be born with. And it's not. It's a muscle that you can continually build doing these things that I've shown you. Confidence. The lies we keep being told, we've been told, realize now these are lies. That it's not the absence of fear, that I shouldn't feel fear or anxiety or worry or doubt or negative thoughts and be able to be confident. Yes, you're still going to feel all those. How you become confident is continually taking action while you're feeling those things by doing everything that we've been talking about on this podcast. When you're having those negative thoughts come to you, imagine, put it in a red balloon with helium and the string on it and let it go, because they're going to come. Don't think, why am I having this thought? I shouldn't be having this. Nope, let it go, let it go, let it go. Start taking action while you're feeling it. And as you're taking action while you're feeling the anxiety, not waiting for the anxiety or the fear to go away. You take the action while you're feeling it. You go through it. That builds your confidence muscle as you're going through it, because you're able to be like, I remember in college, I had such severe panic and anxiety. I'm sweating out of nowhere in class. My heart's beating. My face would turn beet red. And I started being like, I'm going to stay through this whole class. I don't care. I do care, but I'm going to do it to show it's not going to stop me. And I didn't die. And I'm like, okay, I got through that thing. I can get through this next thing. It's one thing, one day, one step at a time. That's what it is. That's what building confidence is. It's a freaking muscle. I'm gonna leave it off with Mark Cuban. I was at my good man Dave Ramsey's Entre Leadership event where he went into business and so much more, like 12 years ago maybe. And there was just like 80 of us there. It was incredible. We spent time I got to be absorbed by all these other business owners that taught me so much on leadership. But anyway, Dave Ramsey was sharing with us. We were all sitting together in a room, and he's like, I think he had just recently had Mark Cuban on his show, and they had become good friends. And he was sharing with us, he's like, I asked him, like, Mark, like, what's the secret to success of becoming a billionaire? Which is crazy because Dave Ramsey's probably getting closer to being there now. But anyway, Mark Cuban was like, that book, The Tortoise and the Hare? And Dave's like, the children's book with the rabbit and the turtle? It's like, yeah. Dave Ramsey's like, yeah, of course. It's like, that's my favorite book. And that's the secret to success. The secret to building confidence. The secret to going after anything, your dreams, to achieving a great marriage, whatever it may be. He said, the tortoise and the hare. He's like, every time I read the book, it always ends the same way. The tortoise wasn't the fastest. The rabbit was faster. The rabbit was born with the charisma, right? Born with what we think is the confidence lies. The rabbit should have naturally won the race. Tortoise just kept going one day, one step at a time, and persevered. It didn't stop. He didn't get too cocky. He didn't give up. And Mark said every time you read the book, it ends the same way. The tortoise always ends the race. That's the secret to success. It's that. It's simple. It's just not easy. And that's okay. Because as my man E.T. says, if it was easy, everyone would do it. But you can do it. It's a muscle that you build. So keep going one day, one step at a time, everyone. Share this all. Post anything in the comments. We'll be rereading it. We'll be doing future shows. We're even going to do a special thing. I wasn't going to announce this. We've never done this in the 8 years of Elevating Beyond podcast, where one of you from your comments over time, we're going to be reaching out to and secretly, inviting as a special guest on one of our future shows, which we've never done before. We're still figuring all this out. So keep engaging. This is going to be amazing. Keep doing this. We're going to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thanks to all of you. I know we got this. You guys are all freaking amazing. Remember the tortoise and the hare. It always ends the same way. The tortoise, through perseverance, always wins the race. You got this, everyone. Never settle. Never give up. And keep elevating beyond. Boom.